Hi, everyone. Welcome. Aaron here. I wanted to do a formal introduction to the website I've been working on called Grade My Finance. And I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through all of the cool things on here that I've been working on. And launched it about 2 weeks ago. And yeah, it's been going pretty good. I'm excited to walk you guys through it. So, off to the home screen here. So yeah, it's been a pretty good first couple weeks. So we have a little over 500 report cards graded, and the top left here, that's a live counter. It keeps track every single time somebody hops on the website and reports or does a full report card. So that's cool to see. People have been using it, which is great. Had a bunch of people sign up emails, for tips on the grades or check-ins. I think we have a little over 80 registered users. So it's been pretty good first couple weeks there. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you guys basically kind of what we've been working on, some of the updates to the website, and as we kind of scroll down here. So this is kind of some of the stuff before you get to the report card. It explains we don't store any of the numbers at all. Everything is on your own local device, and it's how the methodology works. And yeah, this is the new calculator here. It's a little more streamlined, easier to use, just a better flow of the process, and not so overwhelming with all the text boxes. So we'll kind of just build an example here, and you're kind of fun to follow along if you want to try to guess what grade they get. It kind of makes something fun to it. So let's say this individual is 32 years old. Let's say their monthly household income is pretty strong. Let's put them at how about 12,000. And let's say the monthly expenses are about 3,200. And assets, let's say they're owner of their house, so let's say their house is worth say 350,000. The retirement accounts are doing great. Let's say they're up to 125,000 at 32. So they got a good healthy brokerage account. Let's put that at 45,000. HSA is doing well. Let's put that at 18,500. Cash savings, let's say they've just been hoarding cash under their mattress there. Let's go 45,000 in cash savings. Crypto and other investments, let's say no crypto and no other investments. Car value, let's say 15,000. And for the mortgage balance, let's say they've been paying it down aggressively. They owe about 75,000 on student loans, are almost paid off. Say $2,500 are left. Let's say they owe about 4,500 on the car, no credit cards, and no other personal loan debt. So I'd say this is a pretty strong numbers for a 32-year-old, and let's see what we're looking like. So we see that they're at an A, so they're doing excellent for their age, and yeah, we'll kind of go through the full breakdown here. So they have accumulated a net worth of 516,000, and this shows their annual income based on the money that was coming in. Monthly expenses are 3,200. Their total debt is 82,000, and their savings rate is 73%. So it's definitely on the higher side there. So we love to see that, and it kind of shows each grade for each individual slot, which goes into the overall grade. So we see their savings, emergency fund, their age-based net worth, which is huge. It just shows, how are you doing versus your age group? Are you on track? Are you ahead, or are you behind in some scenarios? Their debt and their income. So you see they got 4 A's and a C here. And yeah, this is just doing excellent. So as we kind of scroll through here, we'll see, again, we'll kind of went into the grade, a little bit of explanation of each of them there, and then the how my grade is calculated. So if people are wondering, what exactly is the weight here of everything? So your income strength is about 25%. Your savings rate is 20%. Any non-mortgage debt is going to be 20%. And then your age-based net worth being 20%. And then lastly, your emergency fund being 15%. So those are everything that goes into your letter grade when we factor in all those different numbers we're looking at. We love to see the high grades. And if you do get a lower grade, it's going to give you a bunch of tips, your overall rating, so how close you are to getting the next letter, and yeah, a bunch of charting on exactly what you can do to improve. So as we go down, we see the details, the breakdown of the letter grade, and then one of the new things that I've added recently was the flow chart. So this is super cool to see, basically exactly where your money is going, where your assets are located, your liabilities, and your savings. So as we can see here, everything kind of flows with, for their assets, for example, so we see a large chunk of their home being about half of their total net worth. and we see the retirement, brokerage, cash, HSA, and their car kind of broken there as well. And as we scroll through, we can see the same thing with the liabilities, incomes and savings, and then the net worth trend. So this is just the base version. So for the net worth trend, so it's just a static image. So you can still see they're on a good path, and this is based off 7% and of growth for the year for the annual, and then assuming they're investing around 8,800 a month based on the numbers that they inputted. So as you go here, just a little achievements and stuff that kind of show how many times you've checked in, if you've hit certain number goals. We have the first time you get to a B or first A, some fun stuff there. The email signups, which we check in maybe once or twice a month with tips, or each month. Hopefully you're paying down debt, you're investing more, so your grade's probably gonna hopefully be improving slowly, hopefully quicker, of course. And then these are a couple of the pro features. These are much more in-depth annual return for your net worth. So we can kind of scroll here, and this will change the variable of the annual return for the year based on the percentage. So going down to 3% all the way up to 10%, being a great year. And we can see in 5, 10, 20, 30 years what their net worth should grow to. And this slider will show, just kind of the overall projection. And then, if you have a lot of debt in different areas, there's also the Avalanche and Snowball method debt payoff planner, which is awesome. You can include your own interest rates, and it's cool to see both these stack up because there's a couple ways people like to pay off debt, and this is a good way to kind of weigh them both against each other to see what would work better for you. So the Avalanche, meaning you're paying minimums on everything, and then throw the extra money at whichever debt has the highest interest rate. And then for the Snowball, you're paying minimums on everything, and throwing the extra money at whichever debt has the smallest balance first, and you kind of snowball from there. And it'll show the estimated time to pay everything off. For example, this individual here had his student loans and his auto loan. So lastly on here, for one of the pro features is the retirement readiness. So this just shows if you are on target for your age to retire. So as we can see, based on his income at 32, he's a little below, and he's hitting 62% of it. I believe it's 1x your net worth at 30 is the big goal for that there. And it just shows, your biggest opportunities based on the numbers you put in. And, we have some what-if projections, if you want to do a big one-time debt payoff, reduce your monthly expenses, what that got to factor to your grade, and you can apply to the inputs there. So, some other fun stuff down here. You can download a picture of the grade card, download it if you want to share any stories and stuff, or you can compare it with a friend. So that would be the full breakdown of the other report card and some of the features that we've added. And I'm adding stuff pretty consistently here based off feedback and things that I think would be useful for people to see. And I've also been making some changes to the dashboard. So this is again one of the pro features, but this is where you can kind of track a lot of your progress and see if you're heading in the right direction and save a lot of your scores. So it's going to show the highest score you've had, the recent score and changes. You can track everything, and even if you want to play around with some of the numbers that save, you have an option to delete them now. So this would be for your best overall score, and the same for your net worth. So if you wanted to track your net worth, through the times, hopefully it's going up there. This is going to log everything for you, so you can keep track of that there. You can also set your own goals in case you want to hit a certain thing here. You can make your own goals, and again, we just have a full spot for those achievements. And so it's been a lot of fun to add a bunch of new features. I'm looking at this daily, thinking what else can we add to this. I just want to make sure that everybody has a full picture of their finances here, and just be a helpful free tool for a lot of people. And I look forward to getting some more feedback. It's cool to see a lot of people sign up. Whether it's putting their emails or just grading some report cards here. So it's been great work on this, and I appreciate you guys all watching. Thanks.